Welcome this week, my hero friends and colleagues. This week, I am specifically going to be talking to you about how I learned to stop hating my calendar and the reminders that would pop up and what I'm supposed to be doing next, and the chaos that sometimes would come with my Outlook calendar, my preferred way of keeping track of things, and how I learned by doing a very simple process over the last several years to refine what I do and how I choose what's going on my calendar each week so that it is no longer stressful for me. When I go and I see what's up next on my calendar, I'm able to so much easier not get into any mental drama about like, oh, why is that there? And that's not even a priority anymore. Or I should be concentrating on this, or oh, I'm gonna not do that personal thing that I was actually really looking forward to because I have this other business thing that's coming last minute. No more of that. Absolutely no more of that. I don't care if you are in a corporate environment and you feel that you're not in control of your own calendar because other people's priorities just seem to be more important than yours and fire drills happen all the time. This happens all the time in tech, and I allowed it to happen to me for so many years as I was doing it. And we think that there's some sort of badge of honor for having triple booked appointments and different priorities competing for each other and people putting things on your calendar last minute, and you feel like you're not in control of it. And I'm going to help you feel more in control of your calendar today and what you want to get done each week so that you're more focused on getting your results that you want to get and not focus on other people's priorities. The results that you need to get, the commitments that you've made to yourself and to your team and to your business and to your personal life, those are going to be clear and concise and easy for you to get to because you're just going to be able to follow your calendar and know that those are the outcomes and the results that you've already designed for. I'm actually going to help you do this, and it's so much simpler than you think. There might be a little bit of pain at first as you transition from whatever your calendar looks like right now to what's going to happen. You might need to say the word no a little more often. And I'm going to tell you about what people say when they want to pick your brain or do things, or, hey, can I jump on a call last minute? We're going to have maybe some boundaries that need to be set, and not so much firm boundaries where you're going to need to talk to people, just the way that you respond to people from now on. It might be a little uncomfortable at first, but it will be so much easier after you do it just a few times, and it's going to make your life and your results so much better. You're going to be amazed at how much more you can get done now when you don't have a bunch of bullshit from other people's priorities and your changing mind where you're squirreling on what should be the most priority at any given time, instead of just following what's on your calendar and getting it done and knowing that you already planned this week out to get the results that you want. And you know with clarity that they tie up to the things that you've committed to for your business and personal life that are going to make you the happiest. All right? So we're going to jump in and we're going to do this. This podcast this week, this is all about just giving you the process of exactly what I'm doing. This is exactly the curtain behind the great and powerful laws of what I'm doing to be productive and how much more I'm able to get done each week and have way more free time. More free time than I've ever had and more productivity than I've ever had at the same time. It doesn't seem that those things should be able to balance that way, but I promise you it does. So enough with the sales pitch already, okay? You're like, okay, Aaron, we get it. Okay, tell us the thing. All right, here's the thing. So the thing is, this is how you're going to plan your week from now on. Some of you might want to tweak things and say like, you do this on this day. I'd rather do it on this day because my work works like this. Great, fantastic. I'm going to give you the example of what I do for my week, and then you adapt it to when you start your week. For me, I have recently transitioned to, instead of doing this on Monday mornings first thing, to doing it on Sunday afternoons. I just happen to like, in my life and the way that it rolls out, that on Sunday afternoons, I choose one hour period. Usually I am drinking coffee from my espresso machine and I am sitting down. Sometimes I'm in my bed and I've just gotten done doing a little bit of reading or something. I'm staring out the window and I grab a fresh page from one of my many journals that I've gotten at a conference, or, they give you those tablets and things like that. So I'll grab one of those, or just, one of those yellow tablets, and I put a fresh page there. Now, the reason I want you to actually use a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper is because there have been multiple studies done, and I have tried to cheat. And I have tried to say, like, hey, I'm going to cut out the step of writing everything down from a tactile point of view. And I'm just going to put this directly into my OneNote or directly into my Evernote or whatever note capture device that you want. It seems like it should be more efficient, and so that you should do it that way. But I swear to you, this is one of those times when pen to paper just works better and I enjoy it more. Even though I need to take those things and then put them in my calendar afterwards, it works better. There've been lots of studies done on this. The human brain is able to process things better, more creatively, and what I call a brain dump when you are writing them down. There's something about the process that just is more satisfying and it works better and faster. So trust me on this. Pen or pencil, piece of paper. If you can be staring out a window, great. Sitting in your favorite comfy chair, fantastic. Try to make the environment that you make this ritual for each week really appealing to you. Just like we've talked about before, like with James Clear, and we've talked about, atomic habits, things like that. When you make a habit or you make a ritual or routine appealing, then you can go ahead and have a better chance of actually doing it and making it a habit, because there's an aspect of it that you look forward to. So enough about that. You've gone ahead, you've sat down, either it's Sunday or it's first thing Monday morning, no checking email first, no other people's priorities getting to you before you start putting your priorities down. You must do this if you want to succeed at this. It's going to be tempting not to do it. Make sure that you do it. So sitting down, do a brain dump. Everything in your personal and business priorities in life that you think that you'd like to get done. Do you need to do that errand that you said you were going to do for your wife last week, and you really need to get it done on Monday or Tuesday so that you can stay in a good energy, good relationship balance there, okay? Is there something you need to do? Do you need to go grocery shopping? Do you want to hang out with your friend and read comic books? That's actually something I'm going to do on this Tuesday, making time specifically for a personal thing, going for a walk with a friend, and then we're going to sit down and read comic books together. I have a friend that I do that with. It's fantastic. I'm so looking forward to it. It goes on the calendar. So I want you to brain dump everything down, everything that you want to do, any activities that you're doing, laundry, like whatever, okay? Stuff that you love, stuff that just needs to get done in your personal life. And then I want you to write down so first do the personal things, as many things as possible that you enjoy and you're looking forward to. Then I want you to write down the business things. What are the business things that you want to get done this week? Do you have a presentation coming up that needs to be worked on or presented? Do you need to go ahead and do planning sessions with people? Like whatever those tasks are, there might be already some of them on your calendar. Grab them, okay? And write them all down. Underneath them, I want you to specifically start to look at which things need to be completed in business that tie specifically to a result you've already committed to. Here's what I mean by that. We like to put business things on our calendar that need to get done. And I'm putting those in huge air quotes if you're listening to this and not watching the video. But, and I have done this so many times as well, things that I think are important, I put on there. Now I want you to take the extra half step of going, and how exactly does that tie to a business result that I need for my business? That ties directly to my bottom line of revenue, or something I said I committed to that we were going to get done this quarter or this half year, or an annual goal. It must specifically tie to a result that you have promised yourself, one of your goals for your business or for an outcome that you want. And if you can't clearly tie it to something, it might get crossed off the list and not make it onto the calendar. So that's how I want you to start to get clarity on what business objectives and business activities you're doing during the week, productivity-wise. Is it clear how they get to growing your business, growing the business you work for, tying to the commitments that you said with your boss you were going to get done this year that may also be attached to your review at the end of the year and whether or not you get a promotion? I want you to have that kind of clarity with things that make it onto your calendar. It may seem brutal at first, but this is the only way that you're going to get as quickly as possible to the results that you want in your business. All right, so that's what I want you to do. So you've put down brain drain, your business and your personal stuff. Business items must be tied directly to a result or a goal you've already committed to for your business. If you haven't already set down your goals and you're not clear at those, we can talk about that another time, but let's assume that you're clear on those for now. Personal things on your calendar are equal to, this is so important, they're equal to or more important than the business things you put down. I want you to start to train your brain to realize that personal things that you love and that light you up on your calendar are not nice to haves. They are the reason that you go to work and that you earn money. They are the reason that you do all of this other stuff, not the other way around, where you delete things off your calendar that you were looking forward to and your stomach gets in a knot for a second because someone wants to throw something last minute on your calendar or wants to pick your brain real quick. No, absolutely not. Your personal things from now on, hold up your hand. I solemnly swear that I'm going to put things that I love and enjoy on my calendar on purpose, and they have equal, if not more weight than the business things that are on my calendar. Ooh, I know at first you're like, what are people going to think? What if someone sees that on my calendar that I'm going roller skating? You know what? Good. I hope they learn something from the fact that you're putting joy on your calendar and that it's important, and you're not going to allow someone to guilt you into saying that something else should be on there because it's more important. If it makes it onto your calendar and you've decided it's important, you need to stand up for the fact that it's important to you. All right? Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Things that bring you joy and that light you up will actually make you more productive for the things that are on your calendar that you don't enjoy as much, but you know you need to get done in order to reach the results and the goals and the future version of yourself that you want. This is how it works. It doesn't work by getting rid of the joy on your calendar. So joy goes on your calendar from now on. So that includes walks, family time, things you're looking forward to. This is essential to you starting to love your calendar. Because right now, a lot of you out there, and I was like this for years as well, had triple booked and calendars that looked like crazy, crazy Tetris messes. And you hated whenever you got a reminder on your phone or on that little chime noise on your computer that it was time to go to another meeting or it was time to do another thing. And I want you to stop thinking of your calendar that way. And the way to do that is for you to specifically start putting things that bring you joy on it and treat them with equal, if not more importance. That way you're going to love your calendar and you're going to feel so much less stress about it. Your productivity will go up, I promise you. So now the first thing I want you to do is once you've done this brain drain and you've put all those personal and business things, the business things have specific goals that they're tied to. So you're very clear that I'm doing this thing because it's part of this result. It will get me there. It's a rung on the ladder. Personal things on there as well that you love and that light you up. Then I want you to take that piece of paper and I want you to open your electronic calendar, whether it's Outlook or whatever you use, Google Calendars, whatever it is, and I want you to start putting it on your calendar. Start looking at your calendar in front of you and start looking at where you want to place things. Now, in order to really amplify that joy and for you to look forward to it, I want you to put the personal joy accelerating things on there first. Personal stuff goes on there first. I know it feels so wrong, doesn't it? But productivity is so important and I'm an important business person. Like I should be putting business things on there first and then just finding an extra, if there's spaces here and there where I get to do personal things. Nope, not from now on. This absolutely works. Trust me on this. Just try it. Okay, so you're going to add the personal ones that light you up on your calendar first. Once you see Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday, whatever it is, all those things that you're kind of looking forward to, now we're going to look for places to get results for your business and the things that you want while you're living your life and enjoying your life. I know, it's mind-blowing, right? So now what I want you to do is start to group things that you've put on there that are business tied to business results Even you've crossed out any that you're like, not so sure that this ties to something. Like, it's a nice to have. Like, it would be nice if I changed that banner or that picture out on the website, or I worked on the copy for the thing. But really, what's there is fine for now. And if I did this thing instead, it would actually be more appropriate for my business. Or maybe don't even add anything else. Just cross it out and realize it doesn't need to be done right now. All right. So leave room for that as well, that everything you put on there might not make it officially onto your calendar. So what I want you to do is start grouping business related tasks and activities that you need to get done, whether that's writing, designing a PowerPoint, writing a presentation or a speech, working on copy, like all kinds of things. Obviously, I'm coming up with things that are part of my regular life, but productivity type tasks that need to get done and you need to think about and do, okay? Fingers to keyboard or whatever it is that you're doing. I want you to start to look at how you can group those together that make sense, that maybe are under one theme or that make sense to work on together and help. And then I want you to start looking at your calendar and look for 2 to 3 hour blocks that you can then group these tasks in and knock out a bunch of them all at the same time. This is called batching. If anyone's read the 4-Hour Work Week, this is something that I learned way back in the day, right out of college, about that, and it works so, so well. It is the theory, you've heard me talk about it before if you listen to the podcast, that if you can take similar activities and group them in one compressed period of time instead of doing them kind of spread out throughout the week, it's way more efficient and you can get it done in way less time. So we're using that hack within this calendar system. So I want you to look for groups of 2 to 3 hours blocks where you're like, this is work time. I am not doing anything else than working on this stuff. I'm not in a meeting while I'm doing this. I'm not doing anything else. I'm just working on this. This is heads down productivity time. Now, I want you to look for, at this point in my life, I look for 2 to 3 of those blocks during the week. That's all I need. That's a total of, I've got them down to about 2-hour blocks now. So that's about 6 hours a week where I'm actually knocking out stuff. At first, you might need that first 3 hours. That's great. Personally, once you get through it a little bit and you get used to this and you're kind of like, I like this, you can make a game out of trying to get it done in less time. And even using little Pomodoro timers. If you need to look that up, look that up. You can look at them online. There's ones you can put in your browser, or just a little digital timer. Like a little kitchen clock that you can set for different blocks and see how much you can get done in a certain amount of time with those different tasks. Bonus, if you're able to get done all of the tasks that you put in one of these 2 to 3 hour blocks during your week, I want you to reward yourself. If you put 2 hours down and you got everything done in 1 hour and 15 minutes, you, again, have to solemnly swear to me that you are not going to look for more things to get done. Like there's someone watching you and you get a blue ribbon or a trophy for then cramming in a bunch of more stuff. Nope. I don't want you to do that. If you set a block of time and you get those tasks done in less time than that, I want you to reward yourself with something that is good for you, but that you enjoy. Go out for a quick walk. Go rub your dog's belly. Call a friend. You know what? It's fine. Watch a couple YouTube videos. If this is the time that you're one of the people that scrolls through Instagram, guilty as well, this is Instagram scroll time that you don't have to feel guilty about for the remainder of that time if you want. Go ahead and take a meditation break, whatever you want. But that time is yours as a reward for being more efficient and productive and being good to yourself and getting that stuff done in that block. So little reward system built into that as well. These are little hacks that I'm kind of putting in right now with how I'm doing this and how it's been making me effective and bringing more joy to following my calendar and not dreading it. So now that you've added the personal things, you've added the business things as well, and then you've grouped them into these time blocks. You're going to look at your calendar, and I swear this is going to happen from week 1. You're going to look at your calendar and you're going to see gaps of time. You're going to see gaps of time in there where your first impulse is going to be to fill it with something. Don't. Don't fill it with more productivity. Oh, now I can cram even more stuff in. Nope, absolutely not. Trust that you will get stuff done in those blocks of time that you've done, that you've got personal time you've already set aside. And maybe you gamed it a little bit with the personal things and you felt a little guilty about putting an extra walk in there, or, maybe calling that friend and going to lunch or something like that. If you have to fill a little bit of the white space that's on your calendar now, make sure it's something that brings you joy and not more work. Okay. Also, you will find that once you go ahead and set this up, those little spaces of white space on your calendar will get filled up with the meetings, the times that people want to meet with you about things, or that you want to collaborate with people on things. Those times will find a way to get filled, but you will know with clarity, confidence, and low stress that as far as productivity and the results you want to create in your business and in your life, those have been prioritized and planned for. And now all you have to do is do what your calendar says when it's time to do it. No more arguing with your calendar or guessing if it is priority or if it's going to help you grow your business. No more wishing that your calendar wasn't so overfilled that you hadn't put anything personal wise that lights you up, brings you joy, and motivates you. And it's the whole reason we're doing all of this: building businesses, working at businesses that have high functioning teams, doing whatever you want to do. So make sure that your calendar is including those things as well. Then the last thing that I want you to do is at the end of the week. For me, this is Friday. Wherever your week ends, you feel like your business week ends, I want you to take 20 minutes, no more than 20 minutes. If it takes you 15, fine, but 20 minutes. And I want you to specifically look at all the different things that you got done that week. Your brain's going to automatically, all you high performers out there that are like me, your brain's going to want to go like, oh, but I didn't get to this. And oh, I should have done that. Nope. What are the things you did this week that you can be proud of? What are the results? You said you were going to do those things on the calendar. Now look at them. Look at how many of those things got done. So many things. That's okay that all of them didn't get done. The point of this isn't to get to perfect where you're like, I did every single thing that was on there. I did it perfectly. Nope. We want to get to 80%. I got 80% of that stuff done. I got 70% of that stuff done. I guarantee you that's still going to be more than you would have gotten done if you were in a reactionary position and just reacting to things on your calendar that didn't make sense and you didn't prioritize specifically, tied to results that you intentionally wanted to get. So look at that. Treasure the fact that you got all that stuff done. Anything you didn't get done, now take a look at it and go like, okay, do I want to prioritize that? Does that make it on the list for next week on Sundays when Aaron plans, or on Mondays, first things? If that's the way that you do it before you look at email, remember, so that other people's priorities don't get distracting. Or in looking back, I didn't get this thing done. Do I really want to add it to the calendar next week? Maybe it just doesn't need to be there at all. I thought it was important 5 days ago, but actually, maybe it's not important to get done. Just be able to hold space for the fact of like evaluating, and sometimes things might fall off, and that's fine. Again, the intention here is not for you to get to some future state of perfect where you're a robot and like everything goes perfectly with your calendar. Of course, there are going to be some things that happen every once in a while. Something last minute's going to come on. Your client that's one of your biggest clients needs to meet and you need to move something over or something. Of course. But as a general rule, if you do this and you follow it the majority of the time, you're going to have so much less stress, you're going to have clarity, and you're going to get better, faster, and more effective results in your life, personally, professionally, for your business and your growth. This is absolutely guaranteed if you use this structure. Don't make it any more complicated than this. Now, I wanted to give you some bonus hacks of things that are currently working for me. A lot of these things I've learned over time, either personally or by working with other people that are mentors or are other people that are, work on in productivity and have done studies and have told me that these things worked for them. And these just happen to be the things that I've picked up and tried and that are working really well for me right now. So I'm going to offer these bonus things to you. If some of them are helpful, great. Try it out. If you think that's something you might want to do. If it's not, don't. Totally fine. But I want to offer them to you just in case they might be helpful to you as well. So the first one is no more time for people to pick your brain. All you people pleasers out there are freaking out right now. And as a recovering people pleaser, I totally get it. I absolutely get it. You have to start doing this, especially if you're a people pleaser. You need to say no more. In my industry, as a creative, as a marketer, as someone who comes up with ideas for scripts, for videos, for enterprise companies and all kinds of companies, like my ideas, picking my brain is literally the most expensive time that you could spend with me. Getting ideas from me for free is no longer something that I do. Some of you may think that I'm a jerk for that. That's okay. It's totally fine. Now, here is a little bit of a footnote for that. So no more time for people to pick your brain because it's time wasting, okay? And also, if you're like me, you'll do it to people please, to be a nice guy, and then you'll resent the time that you had to do it. You won't look forward to doing it. And then in some cases, if they take your ideas and run with them and they don't use you in order to make them a reality, then you feel like you gave away some of your intellectual property for free. And if anyone's in a creative space or works in an industry like me, seriously, your ideas, your brain, your expertise, your wisdom, the experience you've built up over time is your most valuable set of assets. Don't squander them for free. Now, if you decide to help someone, make sure you're coming from a place of the fact that you want to do it. A lot of times in a mentor capacity, that might be something like that. But make sure that their request and the result they want is clear. Not pick your brain. I need help with this. I can't figure out this. I'm trying to get this result. I can't make it happen. Fantastic. We have a specific result and a goal that we're trying to help you with. Okay. We can be much more effective about that and put a time constraint around it. They get either 20, 30, or 45 minutes. That's it. Those are the time spaces that work well for me. I have found 20, 30, or 45 minutes. Now, if you can do that and stay out of people pleasing and really be in integrity with yourself, then that's the exception to the rule. So that's number one. That's bonus number one. No time to pick your brain unless what I just talked about. Number two is like an online calendar, Calendly, HubSpot. HubSpot's the one I use right now, but some of you are already using these. But if you don't already have some sort of online calendar that a link you can send to people and they can go ahead and schedule themselves for a meeting or a client thing or whatever it is, I have like 10 different calendars for different specific things that I can send people links to. And then they can schedule themselves. They can see my calendar for specific activities for time that I've allowed for those activities. They can't see my whole calendar, and they can find the next best place that works for them. And it's free on my calendar in a specific time increment to schedule with me. Saves me tons of time and back and forth with, hey, are you free at this time? No, I'm not. Okay, how about now? But no, just do that and pitch it in a way of, hey, I want you to be able to find a way, even with clients, I want whatever work time works best for you, you can schedule directly onto my calendar from here. And they already preserve the time of your personal and the other things that you've put on your calendar. Now, here is the best part of this that I only started doing about a year and a half ago, and it's my favorite. So these online schedulers allow you usually to go into the advanced settings and set how long in advance someone can put themselves on your calendar. This is an absolute lifesaver for me because I hate it. And I used to get so resentful. It wasn't their fault. It's all me because I wasn't setting good boundaries and clear boundaries. I used to hate it when people would surprise me with something on my calendar at the last minute. Like I would think like, all right, hey, you know what? There's nothing on my calendar right now. I'm going to go get a coffee. And then all of a sudden in 2 minutes, I'm about to finish an activity and something pops up on my calendar. Someone just booked me. because there was a free spot on my calendar and they booked me. And now I feel like I have to do it. And now I'm resentful. It's just a bad space to be in. Okay. So no longer can people do that. You can actually set these so that people have to book a certain time in advance with you. For me, I feel really good about at least 1 day in advance. 1 business day in advance is the earliest you can find spot to go ahead and schedule time with me, even if you're a client. So no more shanghaiing me in the middle of my day when I'm in flow and I'm being productive or I'm doing things. Your day is your day, and you don't have to worry about last minute fire drills happening day of. It helps with stress so much because so much of that is self-inflicted, right? We allow people to do that to us. And we need to take ownership of that because no one's doing anything to us that we are not allowing. Some of you might be pushing back in your brain a little bit right now and going, but Aaron, I work in an environment where that's expected. You need to start looking at whether or not that's an expectation you want to live up to anymore. Whether or not that you feel like you can get the best results for that business that you work in if people are able to just dogpile your calendar at a moment's notice. That's not productive for them and the results that they want to get in their business. I guarantee it. And someone needs to say something, and that person might need to be you, starting with the small step of doing it for yourself. All right. So that has been a good bonus for me, not allowing people to schedule same day of. And that really helps to know the last minute fire drills, people jumping on a call real quick. You set your online calendar. Don't allow people to book less than a certain increment of time in advance that sits well for you and doesn't disrupt your flow and your productivity and your results and your goals and your personal life, which is important. Okay. If you follow the structure that I have just given you right now, and I've thrown a lot at you, you might need to listen to this back again. That's great. That's one of the reasons I do this podcast. It is an ongoing library that you can refer back to if there's something else you want to learn about, or there's something you remember that you think you want to maybe try out that you didn't try out in the moment. But it will help you keep your productivity and your happiness so much higher than it is right now if you are using a default reactionary style of calendaring and being productive. This is going to be much more intentional for you. And once you start doing it, even if you just start doing this for a month, you will never go back again because you will have so much clarity. And the results you're going to be able to get for your business or for a business that you work in, because you implement this structure and you're clear that everything that you're doing is either something that makes you happier in your personal life or is tied to a specific result or goal for the business, and that you're clear on it, so many things are going to start working better and getting done in less time. All right. So that's what I wanted to tell you for now. Try this out. I know that you're going to get good results because it's what I do, and I'm very evangelical about it. So try it out. This is going to cause you so much less stress. Maybe even try it out this next week over a cup of coffee while you're looking out the window on a Sunday as well. All right, my friends, until next week, go out there and crush it. Talk to you soon.